Hello! Today on In the Zone with Biomes, we will be discussing the various biomes that make up our planet. For those of you who don't know, biomes are where organisms have evolved similar techniques to adapt to a general set of conditions in a given habitat. Today, we will be discussing the aquatic biome, the desert biome, the forest, the tundra, and the grassland biomes. First, let's go to the aquatic biome.
The first biome that we will be talking about is the aquatic biome. This is probably the most important one because water is a major natural resource. Water is the basis of life and many species live in it too. Water makes up nearly 71% of the Earth's surface. The aquatic biome can be broken down into two basic regions: freshwater biomes, for example ponds and rivers, and marine biomes, which are oceans and estuaries. Freshwater is defined as having a low salt concentration. Plants and animals that live in these freshwater regions have adapted to the low salt content and would not be able to survive in areas of high salt concentration, like what the ocean has. There are different types of freshwater regions: ponds and lakes, streams and rivers, and wetlands. On the other hand, marine regions cover nearly 3/4 of the Earth's surface and include oceans, coral reefs, and estuaries. Marine algae supplies a lot of the oxygen needed for the world and take in a huge amount of atmospheric carbon dioxide. The evaporation of the seawater provides rainwater for the land.
The next biome that we will be talking about is the desert biome. Deserts cover approximately 1/5 of the Earth's surface and occur where rainfall is less than 50 centimeters per year. Many deserts have an abundant amount of specialized vegetation, as well as specialized animals. Soils often have a considerable amount of nutrients because they only need water to thrive and have little to no organic matter. There are relatively few large mammals in deserts because many of them are not capable of storing sufficient water and withstanding the heat. Because of this, the dominant animals of warm deserts are mainly reptiles. Desert biomes can be classified under 4 main types: hot and dry, semi-arid, coastal, and the cold desert. In hot and dry deserts, the seasons are generally warm throughout the year, with very hot summers, while the winters usually bring little precipitation. The animals that live in this type of desert are small nocturnal carnivores. The dominant animals are kangaroo rats and burrowers, but there are also insects, reptiles, and birds. The animals tend to stay inactive in protected hideaways during the day, come out to forage at night when the desert is cooler. In the semi-arid desert, the summers are moderately long and dry, while the winters typically bring low concentrations of rainfall. During the day, insects move around twigs to stay on the side with the most shade, while jackrabbits follow the moving shade of a shrub or cactus. Other animals that occupy this biome include kangaroo rats, rabbits, skunks, reptiles such as snakes and lizards, and birds such as burrowing owls. In coastal deserts, summers are generally long and warm while the winters are cool. The main animals that live in coastal biomes are insects, mammals such as coyotes and badgers, amphibians such as toads, birds such as the great horned owl, golden eagle, and the bald eagle, and reptiles such as lizards and snakes. Lastly, in the cold desert, there is a high overall rain and snowfall level throughout the winter and occasionally over the summer. Animals that live here include jackrabbits, kangaroo rats, mice, and antelope ground squirrel. Also, desert plants perform photosynthesis, in which the stomata remains shut during the day to reduce water loss and opens at night to collect CO2.
The next biome we will be discussing is the forest biome. About 420 million years ago, ancient plants and arthropods began to occupy the land. Over the millions of years, these species developed and adapted to their new habitat. The first forests were dominated by giant horsetails, club mosses, and ferns that stood up to 40 feet tall. Present-day forest biomes are now dominated by trees and other woody vegetation. These forests can be classified according to many characteristics. The three main groups are tropical, temperate, and boreal forests. Tropical forests are typically located near the equator and are characterized by the great diversity of species. Their winter is absent, and only the rainy and dry seasons are present. While on the other hand, temperate forests have well-defined seasons with distinct winters. Lastly, boreal forests, which are also known as the taiga, represent the largest terrestrial biome. They have short, moist, and moderately warm summers with long, cold, and dry winters.
The next biome is the tundra. The tundra is the coldest of the biomes. It is known for its frost-molded landscapes, extremely low temperatures, little precipitation, poor nutrients, and short growing seasons. Dead organic material functions as a nutrient pool. The two major nutrients in the tundra are phosphorus and nitrogen. The tundra is separated into two types, the Arctic and the Alpine. The Arctic is known for its cold desert-like conditions. It also contains a layer of permanently frozen subsoil called permafrost, which mostly consists of gravel and other finer material. The animals that occupy this biome include lemmings, voles, squirrels, polar bears, sandpipers, grasshoppers, cod, salmon, and trout. In addition, the alpine tundra is located on mountains throughout the world where trees cannot grow. The nighttime temperature usually goes below freezing. Unlike the Arctic tundra, the soil in the alpine is well drained. The animals that live in this tundra are pikas, marmots, mountain goats, sheep, elk, birds, springtails, beetles, grasshoppers, and butterflies.
Look! A wild polar bear just appeared out of nowhere!
The final biome we will be discussing today is the grasslands. Grasslands consist of lands dominated by grasses rather than large shrubs or trees. After the Pleistocene ice ages, grasslands expanded to range in hotter and drier climates all around the world. There are two main divisions of grasslands: tropical grasslands, called savannas, and temperate grasslands. The savanna is scattered with many individual trees. Savannas cover nearly half the surface of Africa and many large parts of Australia, South America, and India. Savannas are typically found in hot climates where there is a high annual rainfall level. However, it only rains in 6 or 8 months of the year, followed by a long period of drought when fires can occur. If the rain was distributed throughout the whole year, many such areas would become tropical forests. The soil of the savanna is porous, with rapid drainage of water. The animals that occupy this biome are grasshoppers, stick insects, beetles, mice, lizards, giraffes, zebras, buffaloes, kangaroos, moles, gophers, ground squirrels, snakes, worms, termites, lions, leopards, hyenas, and elephants. On the other hand, temperate grasslands are characterized by having grasses as the dominant vegetation. The temperatures in this grassland vary from summer to winter, and there is a less amount of rainfall in temperate grasslands than in savannas. The animals that live in this region are gazelles, zebras, rhinoceroses, wild horses, lions, wolves, prairie dogs, jackrabbits, deer, mice, coyotes, foxes, skunks, badgers, blackbirds, grouses, meadowlarks, quails, sparrows, hawks, owls, snakes, grasshoppers, leafhoppers, and spiders.
The importance of biomes cannot be underestimated. Biomes have changed and moved locations many times during the history of life on Earth. More recently, human intervention has drastically altered these regions, thus making conservation and preservation of biomes crucial. Well, that is all we have for you today. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on what's your fave biome. I hope that you are all now in the zone with biomes.
Walk into the desert. Okay. From the aquatic biome. Okay. You gotta sing the song, Jenny. You're supposed to clap 3 times in between. That's it. We're going to the desert. Ah! Jenny, where are we going?
To the desert.
Okay, hold on. Do that, look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that. How do I focus it? I'm not focusing it. Oh, where is that? Oh my god, I've been unfocusing it the whole time. Competition.
Natural selection.
Natural selection, folks. Natural selection.